Hello, beautiful people. Oops, didn't plug in the mic. We will. We will. People. Oh, it didn't change. It did change my title, though. Aries. Are you out there? Hello. All right. Oh my God, get to the reading. Be patient. I said what I said. All right. Aries. Okay, hello, beautiful Aries people. Hello. I haven't gone live on this channel in a very long time, so there's probably not going to be anybody here, but it's okay because you can watch the playback. And what we're going to do, this is 2222, okay? 22 minutes and 22 seconds long of me just reading cards, and whatever comes out, even if it's not a cohesive story or cohesive message. If it's meant for you, it will be for you. All right. So you guys be sure to follow your own intuition. Do not bring anything into your life that does not belong, because now is not the time. All right. It's time for you to lean on your own understanding based on your connection with God, source, spirit, universe. And that's what needs to happen, okay? Regardless of what I or anyone else says, you need to follow your own intuition, because there's going to be a lot of charlatans out there who want you to just follow them blindly. And that is not what your spirit team wants you to do, okay? So, let me just, I don't know, that it's looking uneven. Y'all know that's going to irk me. But either way, we're here, and I'm about to start the timer. So you guys be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. If you want to check out anything that I offer, in the description box below, you'll see my website for all of my services. Okay. Ready? Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Aries in the month of December 2025. What is the message that Aries needs to know? This is 22 minutes, 22 seconds starting now, okay? So what is the message that Aries needs to know for December 2025, Spirit? Most importantly, what does Aries need to know? So we have Salty in reverse. What's the message for Aries? We have Archangel Michael. We have Recharge, but it came out in the reverse. Okay. What do we have for Aries? And then we have Antisocial in the reverse. So, salty, bitter, angry, petty. All right. That was in reverse. Archangel Michael, protection, prevented from harm, divine intervention. Okay. And then we have two more cards in reverse, one of which is recharge, breathe, let go, clear your mind. Antisocial is in your feelings, silent treatment, left out. Okay. So you could be purposefully like separating yourself from people because you don't have time for the petty shenanigans and the bitterness and the salty behavior and people's anger problems. I feel like Archangel Michael or your spirit team is protecting you from any unnecessary energy that you don't need. When it comes to the month of December, your spirit team doesn't want you to be involved in any of the drama. Okay. You could be coming out of a period of seclusion, a hermit mode that you are basically exiting because you're ready to now socialize with other people. You had a chance to clear your mind. You had a chance to clear your space. You had a chance to regroup, recharge, decompress, do whatever it is that you need to do. So now you may be ready to come back out into society. Okay. As you do, you need to know that you are protected. There's a situation where somebody wants to be angry at you, but they can't really be angry at you. Even though they want to be angry at you, they can't. Some of you need to take some time to recharge your energy, to decompress. Like, if you find yourself getting angry about things, or if you find yourself like ready to fly off the handle, ready to crash out this month, Spirit is asking you, like, hey, if we separate you from things, or we prevent you from being able to do things, say, for example, you get a flat tire on your car, or you get some type of slowdown in your life, they're telling you that we're doing that to protect you from whooping somebody's ass. Okay. Distance, divorce, ghosted, separated. Okay. But what this really feels like, because the harmony card is underneath the distance card, it just really feels like, in order to find peace, in order to gain peace in your life, you guys are deciding to take it slow, or do things that you really want to do that help you feel more at peace with yourself. Okay. Laughter says happiness, joy, and healing. So this reading is not for people who are, this reading ain't for people who don't understand the deeper meaning of life. This reading is not for Aries who are still playing in petty childish games with folks. This reading is not for Aries who don't understand the power of silence. This reading is for those of you guys who, because you've been through things recently, or in the, long past, in the recent past, for your whole life, you've been through things where it's like you just don't have time or energy for the drama. Okay, so you're being protected from that. Okay. Again, this is 22 minutes, 22 seconds. We're just going to read until the timer goes off. Then I'm finna go. If y'all would please like the video, that would be great. Don't be a hater. What else for Aries? Don't be a hating ass bitch now. All right. 9 of Coins in reverse. Some of you may have gone into a secluded state because you got into a relationship, but I feel like there's this codependence that you have on someone, where you feel like you can't do something by yourself, or there's someone who feels like they can't do something without you. If you're a cross watcher, fine. I don't care. Wow. The 10 of Coins fell on the floor, child. And the Lovers in reverse. So, ooh, the Devil. And the Knight of Cups. There could be somebody coming in who wants to be in a relationship with you, Aries. This could be a Capricorn, a Gemini, maybe a Sagittarius. Knight of Cups could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. They are not wanting anything long term. They are choosing not to be anything long term. The Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands was at the bottom with the 9 of Pentacles reverse. So you could also be in a position where you don't want a relationship. Some of you just broke up with somebody. What is this about? It fell on the floor. Somebody's really twisted. They don't understand, because of their family, they don't understand what love really is. They don't understand the true meaning of love. Oh my God. Look, the card just fell on the arm of the chair. 4 of Wands. Well, it's the 4 of Spears in this deck. This is the Game of Thrones deck. But yeah. Some of you also could be moving in with somebody or living with somebody, or you were in the recent past. Yeah, the Queen of Swords again and the Moon. You could have definitely went ghost on somebody or cut somebody off in a relationship, or you're dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possibly Capricorn. So, or you have that in your chart. I feel like you guys could have been very cutthroat with someone. I feel like some of you guys are afraid to be single, or you're afraid to be bitter like your mother or your sister or somebody. There's a person here who's really attached to a sexual connection, not a romantic connection. They don't want a relationship. I feel like you guys want a relationship that actually means something, or you want connections in your life with people that actually mean something. You're not going forward with a connection Unless something changes. The Chariot reversed and the Death card. You guys are not going forward with a connection unless something changes. You would rather die. I'm being so for real. You guys don't want to move forward. It's like you all of a sudden changed your mind. You was like, nope, I'm good. I don't want no parts of that. Or you're changing the way you move in connections with people because you're tired of just surface level connections. And this could even be things like temporary jobs, a lack of permanence. There's a lack of foundation or permanence that you're tired of dealing with in your life. Because it's like temporary people, temporary pleasures. It could even be things that, like going out, drinking, smoking, hookah. What do they do on TikTok? What's that trend that's been coming up on TikTok? with the Summer Walker song with Lotto and what's her name? Big Mama, no kids, looking for the right nigga, right time. Okay, and then they do the whole lounges and hookah lounges and going to brunch. When you go to brunch in Atlanta or Texas with the green walls, with the grass on the wall, you know what you're gonna get. Okay, you know what you're gonna get, and it ain't what you want. So you guys are choosing a different path. You may be spending a lot of money on a car as well. Some of you may need to change the tires or change something major on a vehicle this month. So just save your money for that. Some of you are spending a lot of money on rent. There's just certain things that need to change in your life. It's like things that, like, if you're spending a lot of money on rent or you're spending a lot of money on a car, it's like your mind is focusing on these temporary things that you're investing so much time, energy, and effort into to where you feel depleted and you're tired of doing that. Do you see what I'm saying? So whether it's a situationship, whether it's a car that continues to break down, whether it's an apartment that you have to pay rent on, it's like, I'm sick of paying rent. I want to own. I'm sick of this car. I need to get a more reliable vehicle. I'm sick of this situationship. I need somebody who's actually going to be reliable. It's like there's something about unreliability or irreliability. I don't know what's the right way to say that. You're over the petty shit because you feel like your spirit team has protected you in a lot of situations from things that you could have possibly gone down a bad road about. But there's definitely a cycle that's ending and you're not going to move forward. Either you're not going to be allowed to move forward. Remember, I said that with spirit kind of stopping you, or you're just going to choose not to move forward in the situation. We have the Seven of Cups and the Hermit. Both of these are brand. So seeing into the future, seeing the past, present, and future, seeing the way things are going to unfold, seeing the way things are going to turn out, knowing information that other people don't know, understanding information that could be confusing to others, asking different questions. Some of you guys need to ask more questions. You need to ask more questions when it comes to making deals, signing contracts, making agreements, because somebody is coming in and they want you to sign a contract and it's going to either cost you a lot of time, money, energy, or effort. This could be a roommate situation where somebody wants to move in with you and they're going to be unreliable when it comes to sticking with this contract. Some of you guys may want a place that you can't afford and you feel like you need to move in with somebody. I would not do that shit. I'm telling y'all right now, if there's anything that you feel like you can't do on your own or that you need help with, I would suggest you either finding a more affordable option or finding an option that you can do and maintain on your own, or maybe like holding off or waiting until things are more favorable, because I don't see any type of shared assets. I'm not saying they aren't going to work out, but I do feel like there's a sense in December of unreliability, like somebody not being reliable, somebody not paying their half of the rent, somebody not, holding up their end of the bargain. Be careful about buying cars, okay? Because I feel like there's something about travel, or there's something about a vehicle, or there's something about like your living situation that's a little murky or cloudy, okay? Ask more questions, get more information. 3 of Cups and the Star. Anything involving groups, You could even be meeting new people, socializing, drinking. Make sure there's a designated driver, because I do see something weird with like a vehicle or like something that's happening in regards to a group that you're going to involve yourself in or be connected to in December. What else? Yeah. You're going to figure out something that you didn't know before, that you thought you understood, but that you didn't know everything about. This month is about bad choices that lead to long-term karma that Spirit is trying to tell you about. Knight of Cups, Two of Swords. Yeah. Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, Two of Swords. You're blind to something when it comes to somebody approaching you with an opportunity. This person is going to make an offer. They are connected to the devil energy. They look reliable. They look dependable. But there's something about them that is manipulative. And you're going to feel confident that you know what's going on. You're going to feel confident that you're right in the situation. You're going to feel confident like, you know, you have the information. You may feel like you can't trust this person. It's like there's this piece of you, something inside of you that feels like you may not be able to trust this person 100%. You could be coming out of a stage in your life where you've just kind of healed from some things and you're not necessarily in a place that you were before, but you're going to be kind of tested on what it is that Spirit has been trying to get you to heal from in the last few weeks or months. The way that you interact with people is changing in the month of December. You're either going to start questioning why people are codependent on you, or why do people try to get you to be codependent on them? And you're going to start questioning that and asking yourself, why does this happen? And it's going to lead you to ask deeper questions about yourself, your childhood, your trauma, all this other stuff. But it's so that you can have a happier life, because you're tired of shallow things. And even if it doesn't seem like it's shallow, it's things that don't really give you long-term pleasure or long-term satisfaction, stability, security. You're starting to subconsciously look at things that are temporary in your life and either understand why, the season, the reason, or the purpose that short-term things are in your life, or how to prevent yourself from repeating habits that create situations that are unstable. That's what this month is about. It's like for a long time, there's been some choices that you made that you could feel like were bad choices. But I also feel like Spirit is wanting you at the same time to understand that you can manifest something by being confident in yourself. It's like they don't want you to feel like you have to have other people there to like be a cushion or a safety net for the things that you want to do. They want you to see that you can do things on your own and independently, because there's something in regards to how you were raised or your childhood or like your family that causes you to feel like you can't do things on your own, kind of like a baby, like they're babying you. They want you to be confident in your decisions that you make on your own. Anything else for Aries? We got 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Okay. We have Beacon, seeing a ray of hope, a way out of a situation, able to stand your ground. Overthinking, convoluting the facts, justifying staying together, stop obsessing and act. And then we have Thorny, difficult to handle, too much discord, needs love and care, and talking to friends. So you could be talking to people. This could be the groups that you're involved in. You could be consulting people about things. Like, you may not realize that you ask people if you should do things before you do them. And Spirit is like, no, you don't need to ask people if you should do it. You just need to take your ass on and do it. Because there could be people who are influencing you to still be in a codependent position as you yourself are evolving into this more independent space, but they benefit from you being codependent. It could be people who have their own sets of fears and anxieties. It could be people who have their own, trauma that they're dealing with, and they could be trying to influence you down a path that's not congruent with where your spirit is meant to go. And if you are, you may not feel like you're asking permission, but in a way, it's like, even if you do something on your own and you tell people about it and then they don't approve of it or they don't give you a positive response, you could feel rejected, or you could feel as if you made the wrong decision, when in reality it was the right decision. It was just a decision that you had to make for yourself that other people may not understand. This is a situation where spirit is trying to get you away from people that cause you to overthink. It's time for that to be over and done with. Ooh. Rest in peace. See what I'm saying? Buried emotions. Let yourself move on, grieve, and let go. There's somebody who's causing distress of some kind or conflict of some kind in your life. This could be mental conflict. This could be emotional conflict. It could be physical conflict. But there's somebody who's causing conflict in your life. We have in love and overthinking again. So if you want to be with somebody, be with somebody. If you want to be single, be single. If you want to be in a relationship, be in a relationship. If you want to, go move to a different state, go move to a different state. But it's like the decisions that you make can't be based on other people's reactions and emotions to those decisions. You have to do it for yourself. And I feel like this is a time where you're developing that ability to be able to do that. Yeah, karmic spine. But you got a bunch of people who are watching what it is that you do. Why do you think they're watching what it is that you do? Because they want to see if you're actually going to do what you say you're going to do. They want to see if you're actually going to stick to your word. They want to see if you're actually going to move the way that you say you're going to move. Or if you're going to constantly go back to what you used to go back to. And it's not so much as you're doing it for them. It's not performative, but it's more so like you don't want to fall back into a trap waiting in the wings of somebody who wants to kind of see you succeed in a way, but also would benefit if you don't succeed. Like, you don't want to be in a position where people are able to benefit from your failures in a way where it's like, oh, I told you so. And it's like, if that's got to be your driving motivator and the driving factor of why you don't give up, then fine. If your driving factor is to show motherfuckers that they got you messed up, fine. If your driving factor is that you want to be healed and happy, fine, whatever it is. But when you think about it, the more that you go back to the behaviors and the habits that you had in the past, and the more that you do things that resemble those behaviors and habits, that repeat cycles that you've been going through since a child, that subconsciously are activated when you don't realize it, the more you stay in a position where you don't have those long-term successes and you don't have those long-term victories and you don't have that security and stability that I feel like a lot of you guys are striving to achieve, and a lot of you guys would thrive in. Spirit is wanting you to thrive in the security and stability. Title card and makeup. Some of you guys, you really don't need to get back with somebody because they put you in an energy, whether it was romantic, platonic, or professional, where you were very petty, or you were acting or reacting based on that person's emotions. It's like Spirit is really wanting you to think for yourself, because look, you see what I'm saying? Manipulator, getaway is under that, and then we have cocky under that. Somebody may want to make up with you because they feel like, oh, Aries is always going to come back. Aries is always going to be with me. Aries is always going to do what I say they're going to do. I can always get Aries to do what I want when I want. And it's like, listen, Spirit is trying to create distance between you and this person. So if you go through some shit, and I'm being real with you, if you go through some shit and your car break down, or you struggle to make rent and you got to move all around, you don't know where you're going to be. Sometimes that's just the way it is. And sometimes we think we're being punished when really we're being protected. So if you go back to the beginning of the reading, when we talked about Archangel Michael, this is the only card that came out upright in the first Oracle deck. That's what it's basically telling you. It's like you might be in a position where you need people sometimes. You might be in a position right now where you do have to kind of rely on other people's kindness, and you got to tough it out and suck some shit up. But it's ultimately going to be so that you can break free of those things that have kept you stuck in a cycle for a really long period of time that you've already probably been praying to get out of. The advice is to trust. Spirit wants you to trust. Also, within the next few weeks. So in the weeks of December, you're really going to have to trust yourself and trust your intuition and trust your spirit team. Say what you need. 50 seconds. Say what you need. Say, Spirit, I need your help fixing this car because I ain't got the money. I need to call all the money back that I'm owed so I can fix this car. Spirit, please help me. I'm going to wait for you to tell me what to do. Don't move until Spirit tell your ass what the fuck to do. I'm being serious. Get more information. Because within the next few weeks, you're going to get a yes to something. But it may not be the answer you expect. And the yes may not come in the way that you expect it to come. So just remember that this month. Okay? So I think that's it. We got 17 seconds. This was your reading, Aries, for December 2025. 22 minutes and 22 seconds of pure messages, unfiltered. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe. If you gain something positive from this message, be sure to donate. PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle below. Book your readings if you want to book. Only donate if you can. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.